Alright, doing this in a little bit of a backwards order, but this is what you need to do for a spark plug change on this is a 2014 Skidoo MXZ600 Ace. This Ace motor is a 4-stroke motor. You have to take the whole front end out in order to access right here to get your spark plugs in. Here's 2 new spark plugs in there. These are the 2 old spark plugs. A little wear and tear, so this is it's already torn down right now, but I will show you putting it back together as well. So I've got the spark plugs back in there, coil packs back on top. There's 2 bolts that go right in there. There's one right there and one right there. Get those 2 bolts back in. Here is a look at all the bolts that you have to take out to get this fascia off right here, and then these sides and everything. Not real important to take the sides out, but I did anyways just because, well, I wanted to. There's a few wires that you have to unplug, mainly this for your gauge cluster, that for one of your lights, and that for your other lights. This you don't have to take apart at all, that's ECU and everything like that. But these are all the bolts that you have to take out, and I will show you the tools later on. Okay, so these 2 silver bolts are what goes into the coil pack. You're going to need a T30 for them. So one goes there, the other one goes there, and then tighten those up. So this is your entire airbox system. This will just Velcro to your frame rails here, and that is your next piece. Alright, so this is your dash and everything. There's 3 plugs. You got 1 light, 2 light, and then there's your gauge cluster. So 1 light, 2 light, gauge cluster. Alright, so there is 1 bolt right here. Again, it's a T30. 1 bolt that goes here to hold that headlight in. 1 bolt that goes here to hold that headlight in, and then this whole thing slides in back here and then up here. Okay, after you get this one done and the other side done, there's another bolt that goes down here and another one that goes on this side. Okay, so next you got to put these side pieces on. There is 2 screws up in here. You need a T20 for these ones. Okay, there's 3 last screws. There's 1 here, 1 on the other side over there, and then there's 1 up under here, and those are the last 3 screws that you'll use to bolt this down. And then it's just your front little fascia cover. Alright, so here is the tools that I use to take this entire thing down. You need a T30, a T20, obviously a socket for your spark plug, torque wrench, which I torqued it to 100 inch-pounds. This is the spark plug that came out of it, which it's a NGK. It's a Iridium MR7BI8. I replaced it with this, which it says it's a direct replacement. It's cheaper, and it's still an Iridium. It's an NGK. It's a CR7EIX 7385. That's what it looks like. And then just a cheapo spark plug gauge kind of measure, and it's supposed to be, the gap is supposed to be set to 0.028. And that's all you need to take the whole thing down and put it all back together. Okay, assuming you've done everything right, assuming that you've checked fuel, new gas, or whatever. If it's not gas, it's usually sparked, so it's one or the other. Chances are it's not usually spark unless it's just been a prolonged period of time. I've had my spark plugs in here for 6 years, and now I've finally just replaced them. There's only 170 miles on this sled, and it's a 2014. I just never really ride it at all. But assuming you did everything correctly, your gauges should flash, should beep at you, and it should start up.